Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will be discussing 6 principles of political realism given by Hans J. Morgenthau, a very well known classical realist. First of all, we are going to start with history. Morgenthau gave these 6 principles in his landmark book, Politics Among Nations, and this is the book. Its first edition came in 1948, but these principles were included in it in 1954 in its second edition. So let's move on. So the methodology of my presenting those principles would be like, I will read the main crux of that principle first, and then I'm going to explain what that means. So let's start. So the first principle is politics is based on objective laws, based on human nature. What this point says, it says that politics is governed by some objective laws. What is meant by objective? It is meant by objective is that these laws doesn't change. We can know those laws and we can predict the behavior of international politics or the political system, and it is based on human nature. That's another assumption of that principle. Because states are governed by humans, it's ultimately the statesmen that govern the politics or the states. That's why these states' decisions are influenced by the humans, and humans have some universal traits. So that's why it is easy for us to predict the politics by identifying those objective laws. So let's move on to the second principle. Well, it says that national interest is defined in terms of power. What this says, in the first principle, Morgenthau talks about that politics is governed by some objective laws, and in the second principle, he directly gives one of that objective law and provides the explanation for it. He says that national interest is an objective law. Every state follows its national interest, and it is mostly defined in terms of power. That's what it is talking about. Humans' universal trait is self-survival. It's their universal trait. Everyone wants to survive. Similarly, states are selfish and pursue their national interest. And what is their national interest? Their national interest is to gain more power, to influence the system, to basically gain the upper hand in the system. Through this, we can also predict the future of states' action. What is a particular state going to do in the future? What is it doing in the past, and what is it going to pursue in the present? We can easily predict that behavior from that. So what the third principle says is that no fixed or unchanging meaning of interest. It says that interest changes. It changes with time and place. And how it changes? It says that it changes according to the political and cultural environment of politics. So the national interest is not permanent, it changes with time. That's what this third principle is talking about. The fourth principle is the inapplicability of abstract moral principles in politics. What this means is that realists are aware of moral principles. There are some universal moral principles like justice, equality, world peace. These are moral principles, and realists are aware of those moral principles, but it cannot be applied to states' action. Why it cannot be applied to states' action? Because states prefer their national interest. Their own survival is their first priority. They want to follow their national interest first. So that's why abstract moral principles are modified and then used according to their own national interest. The fifth principle is that there is a difference between moral inspiration of nation and universal moral laws. What this says is that states hide behind cloak of moral inspiration. They hide their own interest behind moral inspiration. They mock other states in terms of their inclination towards moral inspiration. But what they are hiding their own selfish national interest. They can't blind other states. So there is a difference between moral inspiration of nation and universal moral laws. States hide behind their own national interest. The sixth principle is autonomy of the political. what this point means. It says that politics have its own sphere. It's true that politics consider legal, economic, and moral concerns that are included with political decisions, but it gives more priority to the political thing, because it have to do the politics, the international politics. So that was all. Thank you very much for listening, and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. If you have got any question, you can comment. Allah Hafiz.